Hello, everyone, and welcome to a truncated Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey.
Hey, guys.
And not with us, due to some unforeseen technical difficulties, is the Lord of Puppies, SDA. Hi, guys. She's not actually here. I'll give it a minute or three here before we really get into it to let people arrive, because this was kind of a last-minute impromptu resolution.
Yeah, we were all set up on the other channel.
Yeah.
I did drop the link in the chat over there, so hopefully people can find it quickly.
Okay. Yeah, we got a bunch of people here. All right, that's good. No, I did not murder SDA, Zenith. Thank you. That day has not yet come. I have that penciled in for the 5th of never.
Can we just talk about how ugly the new YouTube is? The fuck is this?
So you're gonna have to tell me what's all that different, because aside from the logo, I don't really see what the great change is. Everything looks relatively the same to me, but maybe I'm missing something.
Well, like when you click on your little icon up in the corner, it doesn't immediately bring up it brings you the drop-down list where it used to be your options you had to click on. They merged those two together, which I really don't fucking like. And just the look of it is different. I can't explain it. Like,
okay,
I don't know, different font. Maybe it's bigger.
Maybe it hasn't hit me yet or something, because it just, I mean, like I said, aside from the logo, everything looks the same to me, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, they moved where the share thing is. They moved pretty much everything around, and it's pissing me off.
No, maybe I still have some kind of, maybe they're releasing it in some kind of regional fashion, and I don't have it yet or something, because like I said, aside from the logo changing, I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. Maybe it'll hit me tomorrow or something. Otherwise, hi chat, how's it going? Didn't expect to see you here of all places of all times, but hey, occasionally shit happens. So as far as we know, at least as of this speaking, SDA is having technical difficulties and may not be able to join us tonight because her internet is acting up, or her Hangouts is not being cooperative or something. So if she's able to, she'll join us presently. If not, it might just be the Scribe and Money show tonight.
Scribe and Money show.
The Scribe and Money show. Hi, Irate Bear. Hi, Jack Cochran. Hi, Lady Monkey. I'm sure I missed somebody else who's moderating tonight. Well, aside from the switch of venue, I have all of the usual materials ready for the schnews, unless there's something you want to talk about ahead of time, Monkey.
Nope, I'm good, other than I find this new YouTube thing ugly as fuck. That was all I had.
Monkey's an art critic. What are you going to do?
I just don't like, I don't mind change if it makes things better, but this just looks ugly as fuck.
Oh, hi, Mashy Sue. Sorry. It's all Lily Mead's fault, Mash says. Yes, I'm sure that's a story I will let SDA relay when she has an opportunity to. I won't try to jump on that. But if you haven't already seen SDA's latest video, take a look at it after the stream. It kind of breaks down all of the latest and greatest, though I hear that there might be a little bit more going on. Oh, thank you, LJ. Appreciate that. For the awesome Antifa GoBots ad. Yes, I did that last night that was great. In preparation for LJ getting his accounts all squared away. I also posted one of the best renditions of the Transformers theme song onto my Twitter earlier today by Black Lab. It should have been the song they used in the movie, but it wasn't, which is crazy to me. But I got nostalgic there for a minute talking about GoBots and transforming toys and things. Well, anyway.
There's some talk in the chat that Lily got to SDA.
Sanguine, thank you. Stone Age heist movie.
Stone Age heist. What are they stealing?
I already know. No, don't say it. Don't say it. I already know. I already know.
Okay,
hold on. Sanguine, Stone Age heist movie. I already know what I'm going to do with that. I could probably even do it tonight. We'll see. Okay, well, let's get into the schnews. Okay, and guys, just to let you know, donations are, of course, always appreciated, and I will get to as many ads as I can. With only 2 people flying the ship tonight, though, I'm probably not going to have enough time to do them all tonight, so I will do as many as I can tonight if I am able. Otherwise, there'll be carryovers until tomorrow night's stream, just as a heads up. Okay, so let's get into the wonderful world of Harvey first and foremost, because that's still big news. Exhausted and drenched in filthy floodwater, weary emergency workers and volunteers scramble to save the latest wave of Tropical Storm Harvey's victims amid word that a veteran Houston police sergeant drowned on his way to work. Sergeant Steve Perez's body was recovered early Tuesday. Perez, 60, left for work in the dark about 4 a.m. Sunday and spent about 2.5 hours driving around trying to get to his duty station, Police Chief Art Acevedo said. The 34-year police veteran drove on an underpass. On Monday, officials narrowed the location to one area. The Cajun Navy, a Louisiana-based rescue force that gained fame in Hurricane Katrina, helped look for Perez. Once our dive team got there, it was too treacherous to go under and look for him, Acevedo said, so we made a decision to leave officers there waiting until morning because as much as we wanted to recover him last night, we could not put more officers at risk. For we knew in our hearts it was going to be a recovery mission, Acevedo said.
That sucks.
Yeah. Let's see. A sea of volunteers and rescue workers used fishing boats and big SUVs to save Harvey's victims. One volunteer even used a dump truck to save anyone he could. 3 days after Hurricane Harvey slammed into Texas, the stubborn, slow-moving storm wreaked more havoc when it caused Houston's Addicts Reservoir to overflow and breached a levee in nearby Brazoria County. If I said that right. Thank you, Snubbirth. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, hit the like button, etc. Movies. Don't forget movies. And yes, hit the like button and the new edition that I'm trying to drill into my head if no one else is. If you like what Monkey, SDA, and I do, please by all means share our videos because YouTube will not be helping us out anymore in that regard.
Yeah, you can share the streams too, guys.
Yes,
That
sharing the
helps a
streams
lot.
too also helps. Let's see. It was scary. The water was up to here, Houston resident Yi Seng said, gesturing to the middle of her chest. The floodwater that topped the reservoir deluged her street and turned it into a river. Seng's boyfriend, Steve Konmani, tried to salvage some of their belongings by floating them on an air mattress. Quote, we just didn't want to stick around to see what was going to happen, Seng said. Catastrophic flooding from Harvey has already swallowed thousands of homes in the Houston area. First responders have rescued more than 3,500 people from flooding. That number is almost certain to keep rising as countless residents remain trapped in their deluged homes 3 days after Hurricane Harvey struck. Quote, every passing hour, more boats are getting into the water, the chief said. This is a catastrophic event. Let's see, the latest developments. Late Tuesday, Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner issued a 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew until further notice. He tweeted the move is meant to prevent property crimes at evacuated homes. Number two, President Donald Trump landed in Corpus Christi to meet with local officials and relief organizations. He will not visit the hardest hit parts of Texas because, quote, the president wants to be very cautious about making sure that any activity doesn't disrupt the recovery efforts that are still ongoing. Number three, several rain gauges southeast of downtown Houston report more than 48 inches of rain from the storm known as Harvey. That marks the most rain ever recorded in the contiguous United States from a tropical storm that made landfall. Ever. The previous record was held by Tropical Storm Amelia, which hit Texas in 1978. Let's see. Dallas opened a mega shelter at its downtown convention center. Houston officials will not ask for immigration status or documentation from anyone at any shelter, according to tweets in English and Spanish from the city's verified account. Well, okay.
You know, and on that, I that's fine. I have no problem with them doing
that's there's some things that are important and there's some things that are not in the midst of a catastrophe. Okay, well, that's all the latest Hurricane Harvey. And anybody in chat, if you happen to be in the Texas area or know something that we don't that you'd like to have known, please let us know during question time at the latter half hour of the stream, and we'll take a look at that. Or if you have any, sorry.
I said there were two stories that I wanted to talk about Harvey.
Okay.
I don't remember the second one. I just had it a moment ago, but the first one, the one that I just laughed my ass off. Did you see the CNN interview with the lady?
Yeah, with the lady who was like swearing up a storm the whole time and just like completely desperate.
Well,
yeah,
I'm of two minds of this. One,
I'm fine with it.
Well, she had to agree to be on camera.
Yes.
So her freaking out at the press at that point is kind of fucked up. But I understand it because she's just come from a horrible situation. Yeah. Why not pick somebody who's been in the shelter for a day or two? You know, who's already been there.
Yeah.
Calm down. Don't grab the poor woman who just got there.
Well, I put all the responsibility onto the camera crew and the reporter who decided to look at a woman who was, I mean, visibly just panicked. Shaking.
Yeah.
I mean, she was literally shaking, and not to make a joke out of it. Her eyes were bugging out of her head. She was shaking. She had a kid in her arms. It looked like she just came from a disaster area because she did. This is not the person to ask about things. You go to one of the coordinators at the shelter or something, someone who's a little bit more even keeled and knows some stuff. But yeah, so I mean, I don't hold anything against her for being
the lady
overwrought at that point. No, not at all. Not at all.
The best part of it was when they cut back to the anchor.
Yeah.
And he just had that look on his face like,
yeah. We just had bad language on live air. Oh my God.
What was the other one that I saw? Or that was, shit, I don't even remember. I apologize. But yeah, I did want to bring up that because that video was just fucking beautiful. Yeah, I wish more people would tell off CNN.
Yeah, just once in a while. When it's not just the president.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that aside, I don't have any other super duper big stories, thankfully. I mean, there's still the ongoing ramifications of what North Korea did yesterday by shooting off missiles over Japan, and some of Trump's rhetoric is a little bit beyond saber rattling. It's like Tillerson, Secretary of State. He is constantly talking up diplomacy, and the times that I've heard him publicly speak, he's been very measured in his comments and tone. And then Trump's like, "Oh, this is something that won't be." I'm like, okay, you guys got to pick one message and stick to it. Either we're still pushing for diplomacy, or we're fed up. You can't keep playing tiddlywinks with this. And I know China's involved, but that's why you got to go to China and say, look, this isn't getting any better. You have to come on board with us to stop this.
Yeah.
This is the time to use what's going on in North Korea as leverage to finally make a move with China on board. And it's got to be something significant. But with two halves of the diplomatic whole on our executive branch is going different directions.
But Tillerson himself has made, I mean, it's a drastic change from what he was saying a month ago.
Well, he's gone back and forth too. I mean, he was talking diplomacy, and then he started talking about this won't be tolerated, and then he was back to diplomacy just a couple of days ago. So he's probably getting mixed messages from his bosses. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you guys got to have a meeting at least once every 2 days to make sure you're both on the same page every day is all. That's all my concern is.
Yeah, we've talked about this with Trump a lot. Just the different narratives coming out, and that's probably a big part of him not being a politician.
Yeah, I mean, I can accept the fact that he's not a practiced politician. He doesn't have all the notes down and everything about when to do what and how. But if he has to have people around him who do, and I can't imagine that they're not telling him good advice, even if it is, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I didn't vote for him, but he's my president, and I hope he does well.
Yeah,
he's not doing well right now. And I'm not talking about Harvey. I haven't seen or heard anything that's completely off base with the disaster response thus far. I haven't heard anything that's outside the bounds of reality in that. But in this case where it's... Anyway, I could go on. But I suppose there's not much else to say right now until something else happens.
Whatever happened to Russia?
Yeah, well, CNN has found a new thing to complain about Trump, even in the midst of a national disaster. They were complaining about Trump saying something like, look at the turnout of this crowd when he was down in Texas doing a speech. He's like, he makes a campaign type comment in the middle of a disaster. And now this is somehow a scandal. The Washington Post was making... apparently trying to make political hay out of Melania's footwear. She wore high heels when they landed in Texas, and this is
somebody just linked me a story from Vogue, apparently talking about the same shit.
Oh, of course, sure, yeah. This is
because that's the important message.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what's going on, even if it's a natural disaster that's affecting hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of our countrymen. Oh no. Trump still has to be the villain of the story. What are people voting on in the chat?
whether or not Lily Mead is a lying sack of shit.
All I can say is take a look at SDA's video. She pretty much lays out everything. I mean, well, if you look at the chain of videos in sequence from her first posting about writing diversity and then SDA's response and the back and forth, you can see everything that essentially has taken place. SDA mentioned something about there being some Twitter activity today, maybe, but I don't know for sure. And this whole thing, I blame myself because I was the one that sent SDA that first video. I came across and I was like, oh, this might be more SDA's speed because it deals with writing. And, even though I've written in the past, I've never made an effort to be professional about it, so to speak. So I figured it would be her cup of tea, and it was. And she made a video within 12 hours of that. And then that's what started the whole shebang.
Way to go, Scribe.
I know, it's all my fault. I'm just a ruiner.
You're a bastard.
Scribe ruins everything. The new show on True TV. Well, anyway, unless or until something happens elsewise, and I'll keep CNN open and refreshed in case something else happens.
Okay.
Note. Yeah.
For those of you joining us late, we should have been on SDA's channel tonight. She's having technical difficulty, so we'll probably see her tomorrow. And getting asked, so we'll just have to keep reminding people.
That's fine. And again, people are welcome to donate and ask for ads. If I'm able to, I will get some done tonight, but more likely than not, with me and Monkey being the only ones running the show here tonight, I'll have to carry them over until tomorrow night's stream, which will probably be on SDA's channel. We'll just switch up the order.
Yeah.
Which will, whatever. So then we are basically into potpourri, unless something else happens.
Oh, I get a pick?
You get to be the Vanna White of potpourri.
I never
tonight.
get to pick. Okay.
I know, right? Okay, here we go. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Are you hard?
Very.
Oh yeah. All right. We have.
I need to take medicine. I don't know why that reminded me. I need to take medicine.
Is your medicine called Viagra?
It's not. It actually has the opposite effect.
Oh, it's called
Well, that's not true.
Wiltagra.
It doesn't have the opposite effect. It has the numbing effect. Oh, damn! I need more medicine. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay. So your categories are ding, Burning Cross, Black Lives Matter, Bestseller, Confederate Statue, and Dirty Jobs.
Let's get the Confederate statue out of the way.
All right. 3 more charged in toppling North Carolina Confederate statue.
Good.
3 more people have been charged with toppling a Confederate statue in North Carolina earlier this month. Durham County jail records show that Jessica Nicole Jude, Joseph Baldoni Carlick, and Kazima Rohan Elise Weidman. Jesus. Rohan, are we back in Middle Earth?
Yes.
Were arrested Monday and later released. Jail records show each faces charges related to rioting and property damage. An attorney representing the 3, Scott Holmes, declined to comment on their arrests. 8 others had already been arrested previously on similar charges of tearing down the Confederate statue in front of a government building in Durham. The bronze soldier was pulled down August 14th by protesters who climbed a ladder and attached a rope. The toppling came in the aftermath of a white nationalist rally in Virginia that turned deadly. Well, so there is a little bit of justice in the world.
Yeah, even if you think the statue should come down, vandalism's not the way to do it.
Yeah, not good for your image if you're going to be as violent to private property as you claim your opposition is. Except that Antifa, I think between the two, Antifa's probably caused more property damage in the last year than white nationalists have.
Undoubtedly.
I would be surprised if that were not the case, but I'm open to being corrected. Okay, so your remaining topics are Burning Cross, Black Lives Matter, Bestseller, and Dirty Jobs.
Let's get Black Lives Matter out of the way.
Don't do anything funny.
What?
Okay, we're not allowed to do anything funny until Lady Monkey gets back. She forgot to use the bathroom before the stream.
Oh, very well. Critics oppose college course looking at Black Lives Matter. San Diego State University plans to offer a course called Black Minds Matter, a focus on Black boys and men in education that was inspired in part by the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm sounding like NPR now. The weekly course will be open to the public for enrollment in October and will feature various speakers who will talk about how Black men are undervalued in the classroom. SDSU professor J. Luke Wood, who helped create the online course, said it will connect themes from the Black Lives Matter movement to issues facing blacks in educational settings. Quote, the Black Lives Matter movement has shed light on two invariable facts. First, that black boys and men are criminalized in society, and second, that their lives are undervalued by those who are sworn to protect them, unquote. Wood said in a video introducing the class. I want to find this video. I'm gonna try to find, if this video is something that I can find online, I'm gonna look it up. The upcoming course has drawn criticism. Craig DeLuz, a gun rights advocate with the Sacramento-based Firearms Policy Coalition, said a public university should not be offering a course that includes AP refreshing the page and fucking up where I was reading. Okay, let's try that again. Should not be offering a course that includes speakers from a movement whose members have been accused of inciting violence. Quote, the biggest concern is, well, hold on. Okay, from a movement? Because for a second there, my brain misread it as about a movement. And I was like, well, you can do a college course on the Nazis. That doesn't mean you're supporting Nazism. Okay, now we'll move on. The biggest concern is that they are offering a course based on the Black Lives Matter movement, which has promoted violence and segregation and has really little to do with education, let alone presenting a positive image of education, DeLuz said. DeLuz, a member of Robla Elementary School District Board of Trustees, is organizing a group that plans to ask SDSU to cancel the course. They have not contacted the university yet, he said. SDSU said in a statement that the Black Lives Matter course, quote, has a racial justice focus. Let me say that again. Racial justice. Justice predicated on race.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that phrase, I have to remind myself and everyone. Racial justice. Okay. Has a racial justice focus directly aligned with the mission of the Joint Doctoral Program in Education. This program focuses on social justice, democratic schooling, and equity, as well as the research of the faculty who teach in it. Okay, equity is a synonym of justice. Okay. Anyway.
What the hell is democratic? What was it?
Democratic schooling.
The fuck is that?
I don't know. When I get to YouTube time, I'll talk about something, a new phrase I learned today that I hadn't known anything about. I'm learning something new every day by reading this stuff. A number of U.S. colleges, including New York University, University of Washington, and the University of Miami, now offer courses that include discussion of the Black Lives Matter movement. Okay. Are you going to do a discussion about Antifa?
No.
Are you going to have a discussion about white nationalists and have white nationalists show up?
No. You can't do one about Antifa. They just burned down the classroom.
Yeah, doing a class about white nationalists and having white nationalists speak, that would be supporting a race-based organization. Anyway, yay, California. So we have remaining Burning Cross. We just read that one. Bestseller and Dirty Jobs.
Let's get Burning Cross out of the way.
Okay, 2 more sentenced for burning cross in couple's yard. And this is a Florida story. So 2 Florida men have been sentenced to federal prison for setting a wooden cross on fire in an interracial couple's yard. Well, good for them. A U.S. Department of Justice U.S. Department of Justice news release says 46-year-old Thomas Sigler, was sentenced Tuesday to 2 years and 9 months, and 56-year-old William Dennis received 1 year and 9 months. They had both previously pleaded guilty to civil rights violations. Officials say Sigler, Dennis, and Pasquale Petrie, were living in a largely white community in Pasco County near Tampa when a white woman and a black man moved into the neighborhood. On Halloween 2012, God, it took 5 years? Jesus. The men decided to burn a cross on the couple's yard. Cross burning has historically been used by hate groups to intimidate black people. Petrie was sentenced in 2016 to 3 years and 1 month behind bars. So looks like Petrie got the worst of it. But good for them. They're going in jail.
I have no problem with that. 2 comments here. One, I hope they have a great time in prison, because they deserve it. Good job, guys. Mm-hmm. You fucking idiots. And 2, why do people burn crosses? What is that? I don't understand that.
I've never I mean, I don't know what the symbolism is supposed to mean. I mean, as far as I understand it, maybe somebody in the chat knows better than I do. Oh, and people in the chat, SDA, she had technical problems. We were going to do the show on her channel tonight, but she was unable to get her Hangouts to work, so we jumped over to my channel as a backup. So we're not sure if SDA will be able to join us this evening or not. It's kind of touch and go, but for the time being, it's the Scribe and Money show. So there we go. So
I just don't understand. To me, that's fuck Jesus, not fuck black people.
Well, yeah, I mean, so my rough understanding of the KKK is that it is based on Judeo-Christian values, quote unquote, and that they are, Bible thumpers of one degree or another, or at least, like so many others, use the Bible to justify or to underline their motives or whatever. So yeah, the cross is a symbol of Christ's sacrifice for the sin of man. So if you're burning the cross, even though it represents the bad thing that was done to Jesus, it has since become a symbol of his sacrifice and resurrection.
Right.
So burning the symbol that represents your faith, yeah, that does seem a little bit counterintuitive to, like, this is a statement of strength or power or something. Cryptic, thank you very much. Some men aren't looking for anything logical like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn. Thank you, Alfred Pennyworth from Dark Knight. But also Cryptic, thank you. Yes, it's true. Some people just don't give a shit. They just want to cause problems.
Some people just want to watch the cross burn.
Yeah. I've never understood what the ritual is supposed to represent.
I don't get it. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like, I don't know, Jewish Kabbalists or something, like burning a wooden Star of David.
It would be like Muslims burning a 9-year-old girl.
Oh,
that was wrong. I'm sorry for that. That's not right.
You just demonetized my stream.
God damn it.
Jeez, this was a windfall. I get like two streams within like 48 hours of each other, and you just ruined it. Good Lord. Thanks a lot, Monkey.
That was bad. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, you sound real sorry. Sorry ass. All right.
I really don't get the
cross. No, yeah, no.
I want to save dirty.
No, if yeah. Okay, well, and like I said, if anybody in the chat has any idea what the stated logic is behind that, let us know when it comes to question time, because I'm honestly curious. I don't know. You want to do dirty jobs first?
No, I want to save dirty jobs.
Okay.
But real quick, also check your side chat.
Oh, okay. My side chat. You mean my oh yes. Sure. Can you do that? Because I don't know that. Okay, cool. Go ahead. All right. So let's see. Well, I'll wait a second then. If that there's a surprise coming, folks.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Can you guess what it is? If you can, I'd be. Well, I might not be surprised because I'm sure I've missed something in the chat that would give it away otherwise. Let's see.
I am really curious though about the whole cross thing. I mean, usually I can find the reasoning, and I'm sure they had some. I just want to be. I want to go back in time and watch the first time they decided to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what would really show those Negroes? We burned a giant cross on their lawn.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the act itself predated the KKK by a long time. It's a Weebo.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I was yapping away and I didn't have the window open.
You're fine.
How is the Weebo?
The Weebo was good, actually. The Weebo was editing, which is why I didn't see your DM earlier. Sorry, Monkey.
That's all right. That's all right. You're here now. That's what counts.
Oh yeah.
Have you been enjoying a big bowl of Weebos?
Yes, totally.
Good.
Funnily enough, I don't actually eat cereal.
What?
I eat bananas.
Okay. All right. We're not getting into that conversation now. Okay. If you guys want to do that at deep topic time, that'll give me plenty of time to do ads. But right now, no. We're going to continue with the news, or the potpourri, as it were. So our next to last potpourri story. Oh, wait a sec. Zenith says, Jack Cochran has an explanation. Oh, okay. Jack Cochran. I'll scroll up if you've already.
Let's see.
Weebo,
what we're talking about, in case you missed it, is. why the KKK burns crosses.
The Jack Cochran says the burning cross has roots in the Scottish tradition of Cran Terra. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. It's a declaration of war.
Okay. Well, was it Christians burning the cross as a declaration of war? Because that seems still counterintuitive to me.
It does. I mean, I could see someone like now the Scots, the old Scottish were not Christians. I think that they were against the Catholic Church and the king and everything. So burning the symbol of your enemy might make sense as a direct declaration of war.
Yeah, but why burn the symbol of what you believe?
Yeah, exactly.
That makes no sense to me, because I've always wondered, and that doesn't help my curiosity whatsoever.
Yeah. So Jack Cochran, you've only caused more questions to be asked than answered. Thanks a lot, Jack.
Good job, Jack.
Good job, Jack Cochran, staff reporter. So you guys want to? Oh, let's see. Greg Rogers says originally the KKK did not burn crosses. There was a book called The Klansman that was popular in the South and involved the burning of the cross. Okay. Academic Cub said. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. You read the one. That was.
So Academic Cub says Jesus is supposed to be the light of the world. The burning cross represented Jesus's judgment on the world. Okay. And then he says a burning cross is another person in another person's yards shows judgment, and that Christ has judged them for the sin they are living in.
I would say it shows bad judgment, but okay.
Yeah.
Fire represent hell in a manner of speaking.
Well, so I could see that if you're watching a horror movie and like you got a cross on the wall and suddenly lights on fire, I can see that an evil presence is there. That doesn't. Yeah, but that doesn't say that, oh, this is Jesus judging you. That doesn't somehow that doesn't wash with me, but whatever. I mean, it's KKK logic. So what are we asking for, really?
Yeah. Anyhow.
So the next to last potpourri story. Novel, and I don't know what's up with this story. Novel removed from independent stores' bestseller list. I was just curious. New York, a fantasy novel removed from a New York Times bestseller list. A fantasy novel, how about was removed, AP? Because of suspicious sales, has been pulled from a chart compiled by the American Booksellers Association. Okay.
Oh, somebody buying their own book.
Yeah. The association announced Tuesday that Lanny Serum's, quote, Handbook for Mortals will not appear on its young adult list for the week ending August 27th and showed up in error the week before when it reached number 2. Spokesman Dan Cullen, I was almost said Dave Cullen, cited an unusual pattern of purchases. Quote, the title should not have made it onto the indie bestsellers list, and it isn't appearing this week. The association, which represents thousands of independent stores, said in a statement, we're always reviewing our procedures to improve them, and following this, we are refining the way we do things. Last week, young adult author Phil Stamper and others were alarmed to see a little-known book topping the Times young adult list that was scheduled to run September 3rd. Stamper helped launch a campaign on Twitter that raised questions over whether Handbook for Mortals had benefited from bulk sales when a single buyer orders hundreds or even thousands of copies. The Times agreed that the novel, published November 15th through the Los Angeles-based website geeknation.com, did not meet the paper's criteria for inclusion. Do they have any ideas on who did this? Serum, the author, who has a background in acting and music management and has hoped to get a movie deal for Handbook for Mortals, has denied trying to manipulate sales in order to get her novel on the bestsellers list. American Pie actor Thomas Ian Nichols, who has helped publicize the novel and expressed interest in producing and starring in a film version, has also denied any improper actions.
Sure.
But he acknowledged that he contacted bookstores about buying large amounts of copies to sell at Comic-Con and other gatherings. Okay, well, yeah. Somehow that makes me suspicious. That's like stuffing the ballot box, basically.
It is, but fuck them.
Let's see.
I hope
Okay.
the book tanks.
Okay, last one. So this is a little long, but it's a good thing that you left it for last. This involves Mike Rowe. If you don't know who Mike Rowe is, Mike Rowe was the host of Dirty Jobs on the Discovery Channel, I think it was. Yeah, and so Mike Rowe absolutely destroys guy who accuses him of being a white nationalist. Uh-oh.
I don't know what she's laughing at.
Maybe because the way I said Mike Rowe.
What are you laughing at? Oh, probably. Are you laughing at Jack Cochran?
Well, that's easy to do.
Yeah, because he said in the chat, hand jobs for mortals.
Handbook for mortals, hand jobs for morons. Or I said that's more like hand jobs for dummies, like a guidebook, one of those teaching books. Uh-oh, monkey's gone silent. Uh-oh.
No. We're good. Keep going.
All right.
Oh, your voice sounds like Mike Rowe, Ranting Monkey. Thank you. I like his voice.
Oh, there you go. Okay, Dirty Jobs host Mike Rowe had some choice, and I always love how when I say micro, it's micro, you know, like Microsoft, micro. Dirty Jobs host Mike Rowe had some choice words Tuesday night in response to a question he got accusing him of harboring, quote, white nationalist sympathies. Rowe posted a question submitted to him on his Facebook page that accused the TV host's advocacy for the skilled trades of amounting to anti-intellectualism and therefore racism.
What?
A man named Chuck Adkins asked, quote, one of the tenets of white nationalism is that college-educated people are academic elitists. Comment, question mark, no, question mark, I'm not surprised. You never take a political stand because you don't want to alienate anybody. It's bad for business. I get it. I know, yeah, you didn't give the guy a chance to comment, so.
Wait.
Yes.
So thinking people should be plumbers and electricians and going into skilled trades is fucking racist?
Yes, apparently, according to Chuck Adkins, or the person calling himself Chuck Adkins.
I'm sorry.
Trade school.
Yeah, trade school, totally racist. Okay, so this is all one post. This person is asking him questions within a post about him saying something to what he's saying, even though he can't because this is all one post, because this guy's a genius. Comment, question mark, no, question mark, I'm not surprised. You never take a political stand because you don't want to alienate anybody. It's bad for business. I get it. But there is a current of anti-intellectualism in this country promoted by Republicans. Those people love you and they think your initiative is their initiative. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is kicking our ass academically, unquote. Rowe, a popular jovial TV personality, went off in a long, brutal response. And I will read it to you now. Quote, since we're being candid, allow me to say how much I dislike your post. Everything about it annoys me. Your smug and snarky tone, your appalling grammar, your complete lack of evidence to support your claims, and of course the overarching logical fallacy that informs your entire position. What really bugs me, though, is the fact that you're not entirely wrong. It's true, I haven't shared any political opinions this week, in part anyway, because doing so might very well be, quote, bad for business. What can I say? I work for half a dozen different companies, none of whom pay me to share my political opinions. I run a nonpartisan foundation. I'm about to launch a new show on Facebook, and I'm very aware that celebrities pay a price for opening their big fat gobs. Gilbert Gottfried, Kathy Griffin, Colin Kaepernick, Milo Yiannopoulos, even that guy from Google who just got himself fired for mouthing off. There's no getting around it. The First Amendment does not guarantee the freedom to speak without consequences. And really, that's fine by me, he continued. So no, I'm not going to share my personal feelings about Charlottesville, President Trump, or the current effort to remove thousands of statues of long dead soldiers from the public square, not just because it's bad for business, but because it's annoying. I can't think of a single celebrity whose political opinion I value, and I'm not going to assume the country feels any differently about mine. So rather than blow myself up or chime in with all the obvious observations about the cowardly scum and the pointy hats, I'm going to talk instead about my belief that comments like yours pose a far greater threat to the future of our country than the existence of a memorial to Thomas Jefferson or a monument to George Washington. Ready? Question mark. Here we go. You say that white nationalists believe that everyone who goes to college is an academic elite. You then say that Republicans promote anti-intellectualism. You offer no proof to support either claim, but it really doesn't matter. Your statements successfully connect two radically different organizations by alleging a shared belief. Thus, white nationalists and the Republican Party suddenly have something in common, a contempt for higher education. Then you make it personal. You say that Republicans love me because they believe that my initiative and their initiative are one and the same. Initiative is white nationalists. Very clever. Without offering a shred of evidence, you've implied that Republicans who support what?
You're roboting just a little bit, or is that me?
No, I think it was.
Weebo, who was it?
I think it was Scribe because I
Hello?
heard it when he was talking. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Skittles,
Can you hear
yes.
me?
Yeah, I can hear
Hear
you.
me?
Yep.
Am I roboting?
You're good right now.
Okay. Where did I lose you?
You just did it for like half a second there.
Okay. I'll back up a little bit. Then make it personal. You say that Republicans love me because they believe that my initiative and their initiative are one and the same. But of course, their initiative is now the same initiative as white nationalists. Very clever. Without offering a shred of evidence, you've implied that Republicans who support micro works, that's his nonprofit, do so share their disdain. Yes?
Roboting again.
You cut out completely
Oh, for
there for a
fuck's
moment.
sake. Okay, where did I cut out? Right.
We got through
Am
to
I still-
offering no proof, and then it just went.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello.
Scribe?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Scribe.
Sometimes.
Am I roboting?
You are quite a bit.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Dun, dun, dun.
I've changed my bandwidth. Am I still roboting?
You sound okay for the moment.
Okay. Give me a heads up if it happens again. I might have to log out and come back.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Very clever. Without offering a shred of evidence, you've implied that Republicans who support micro works do so because they believe I share their disdain for all things intellectual. And proof, just like that, Republicans, white nationalists, and micro works are suddenly, and poof, just like that, Republicans, white nationalists, and micro works are suddenly conflated. And the next thing you know, I'm off on a press tour to disavow rumors of my troubling association with Nazis. Far-fetched? Far from it. That's how logical fallacies work. A flaw in reasoning or a mistaken belief undermines the logic of a conclusion, often leading to real-world consequences. And right now, logical fallacies are not limited to the warped beliefs of morons with tiki torches and other morons calling for more dead cops. Logical fallacies are everywhere. How do I sound?
Good.
Okay.
Peachy.
As I type this, a Democrat on CNN is making an argument that says, quote, because Thomas Jefferson owned slaves, those Republicans now opposed to tearing down his memorial are pro-slavery, and therefore align with the modern-day KKK. That is a logical fallacy. Over on Fox, a Republican is arguing that any Democrat who has not yet condemned the senator from Missouri for publicly wishing that Donald Trump be assassinated is guilty of wishing for the exact same thing. That is a logical fallacy. Yesterday, on the Science Channel, Neil deGrasse Tyson, a noted astronomer, tweeted that the ability of scientists to accurately predict the solar eclipse was proof that predictions of global warming were also accurate. That's a logical fallacy. Want to hear another one? Imagine something like this unfolding over on MSNBC. Good evening, America. Our top story tonight, Chuck Adkins is a racist. Why? Because he can't spell. Just look at his grammar. In a recent post on Mike Rowe's Facebook page, Mr. Atkins, while bemoaning America's global academic standing, not only misspelled elitist, he used tenants when he meant tenants. He neglected to use a hyphen in anti-intellectual, and he misplaced several commas and apostrophes. But why is he a racist, you ask? Simple, because everyone knows racists are ignorant. Chuck Adkins is clearly a poor speller. Poor spelling and grammar are signs of ignorance. Ergo, Chuck Adkins is a racist. Boom, the matter is settled.
Damn.
Damn.
There's not much we can do about the news, but here on Facebook, I think we can do better. This isn't Twitter, Rose said.
Scribe your robot.
Take a moment, Chuck. Rational argument. Okay, leave and come back. I will hope that changes things.
All right. We'll hold down the fort right
And
now.
also, and somebody click on Sweeper Stevens' comment so I can read it when I get back.
Got it. So, Weebs, how's school going?
It's going good. I'm having trouble learning ancient Greek, but that was to be expected.
Why are you taking ancient Greek?
That's a good question. I've asked myself that multiple times.
This was a choice? It wasn't like mandatory?
Well, I couldn't get into Spanish because everyone and their mother wants to get into Spanish. So, yeah, and Greek seemed like it would be less of a jump than, say, Chinese or
You
any
didn't want to
other
go
form.
French or German or something people actually use?
No.
Okay. It's either
Wanna
Spanish
speak
or I'm not talking to any of you.
Well, because if I started speaking French, I would never hear the end of it from my boyfriend. He
He might like it.
has well, there's this running joke among him and just everyone that he was in the same history class with about how the French are always prone to surrender, and he always gives me shit for being Polish. So on top of that, I don't want him to give me more shit for speaking French.
You're Polish? Do you have to hear a lot of Polak jokes?
Yes.
Weeb the Polak. I love it. Oh God, I hope Scribbles isn't having too much trouble. Usually he's back sooner than this. Fuck. Just in case. Thank you, Sweeper Steven. Just stopping in before I clock into work to show some love, and I will make it easy on you tonight so you guys pick. So Scribe owes you an ad when he gets back. And just for the record, guys, as Scribe has mentioned a few times, ads may have to be read tomorrow night. I see you have your Nightwing poster up again.
Okay.
Yes,
How am I
He
now?
just touched his crotch. Stop that.
I wasn't even looking.
And now you're fake doing it.
How do I sound?
Sound okay.
Okay. So Weebo's molesting Nightwing.
She's grabbing his dick repeatedly.
Wait, she's grabbing his what?
His dick.
She's grabbing his what?
Dick's dick.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was waiting for. That's it. Rub that Nightwing boner.
Scribbles, I read the super chat for you.
Okay. What does
Sweeper
Sweeper have to say?
He was just stopping in to say hi, and he's making it easy on you. Let you pick.
Oh, okay. Well, Sweeper, I will do my best to pick, and like I say, I'll probably. Well, I don't know. We have a third party here now, so maybe I'll have a chance to do it during Deep Topic time or something, or YouTube time. I will do my best. So, Sweeper random. And speaking of which, I think it's probably MSS News time.
It is 9:55.
Yeah, it's definitely past that. Okay, so let me open up my tweeter here. And everybody in the chat, if you have news stories you'd like us to take a look at, send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews, and we will take a look. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but we'll definitely look them over. And I know there were several that people sent me today, or at least tagged me in. So let's see what we've got. Okay, well, this isn't, I guess this might be a news story, but it's only a screenshot of a tweet. There's apparently a Slate story out there. It's probably an op-ed, but the title of it is, "My girlfriend won't donate to Harvey victims because some of them voted for Trump."
Wow, what a cunt.
Well, good for you, person at Slate, or op-ed person writing at Slate.
I love Weebo's reactions. I'm just watching the little.
Oh, I can't see. I have to pay attention like an adult to what I'm doing.
Should I reenact them for you?
Yes, please. Ayo! All right, somebody needs to turn that into a GIF. I just focused on you on the chat or the stream, so someone can turn that into a GIF. There we go.
Can we get one of her feeling up dick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I have absolutely no problem with any of this.
Did you just do a salute to Hitler?
Oh my God, she did.
Holy crap! What is you're rubbing? You're smacking your head and you're hailing Hitler. You're doing nothing for my. Oh.
She was hailing.
No. She was turned away from Dick.
But it was because of that.
She turned her back on Dick.
What have I done?
Hear that, lady? She turned her back on Dick. All right.
Got to get the rip or blue hair now.
She was assuming the position for something. Okay, moving on. moving on. This is where I'm entering dirty old man territory. Okay. Let's see. What is this? Okay, Peter Stewart sends us this. What is this? Dukes of Nova Scotia, General Lee lookalikes, flies and crashes in Halifax. A lookalike, sorry. A collision on Nova Scotia Highway 102 on Monday had the province's residents wondering if the Dukes of Hazzard had paid a visit to the Maritimes. According to the RCMP, a car that looked incredibly similar to the General Lee. Oh, you mean that orange car with the 01 on the side? I think it incredibly similar. I think it was meant to be a reproduction. Was involved in a single car collision at 2:41 p.m. A 1969 Dodge Charger left the road and came to a rest on the rock embankment. Yeah, that was the General Lee a 69 Dodge Charger?
I believe so. Sounds right.
Okay, yeah, so that wasn't look similar. It was an exact replica. It looks like. I put a link in the chat for anybody who was interested. Let's see.
Well, I guess they're meaning that technically it's not the General Lee.
Oh
yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that car's all fucked up. All right.
What do we got here? Okay. First Cynic sends us this one. The man who went skydiving in the nude with a violin. And there's a video. But okay.
Why would you ever do that to a violin?
I know, right? There's already
Why
too
would
much.
you do that to your nutsack?
There's already too much violence on TV.
Well played.
The Australia. Let's see. Many people would find jumping nude from a plane confronting. Is that this is a British news story? So maybe that means something in Britain. But it was a particular triumph for Glenn Donnelly. The Australian musician had set himself a challenge for his 30th birthday. He wanted to go skydiving wearing nothing except a harness and play a couple of violin pieces on the way down. Armed with a $50 instrument, a bow, and not much else, Mr. Donnelly completed his feat in a tandem jump in New South Wales on Sunday.
A tandem jump, so his balls were bouncing against someone else?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ew.
I don't have balls, but that sounds...
Fucker.
Okay. Oh, wait, what? Okay, Mr. Donnelly, a classically trained violinist, took the plunge over the city of Coffs Harbour to raise awareness about body image issues among men. His own body anxiety troubles started at 18 when a fellow musician made a remark about his tubby stomach. Quote, I started silently sucking it in 24/7, creating a mental and physical prison in my body, Mr. Donnelly said. He began suffering from body dysmorphic disorder, a condition that causes people to become obsessed with perceived defects in their appearance. It forced him to leave Britain in 2013, where he had been part of the London... It didn't force him. He chose to. Thank you, Cryptic. Imagine a 90-year-old woman jumping out of a plane naked. The flapping would create a sonic boom. The flapping of what? And don't answer that question. Several things would be flapping on a 90-year-old woman who would jump naked. Okay, so he jumped out naked from a plane playing a violin to combat his body. Okay. Whatever.
Wait, what song was he playing?
I didn't say.
Oh.
So the devil goes down to Coff Harbor.
The poor bastard who works there had to strap himself to a fat naked guy playing the violin.
No, he wasn't fat. I will say he was not some obese guy.
Okay, so
he imagined he had a problem, which means he didn't really have a problem. So he just looked average. He didn't look like obese.
Vivaldi's Fall.
Vivaldi's Fall. Very good. Let's do a couple more and then we'll move on to YouTube time. We have to have our Florida man story of the day. So this one comes from staff reporter Jack Cochran.
Senior staff reporter.
Senior staff reporter Jack Cochran. We haven't heard from Colleen Bernier lately.
Oh, I hope she's all right.
Yeah, I hope. Let's see. I don't know where she actually lives. She always gives us Florida stories, but I hope she's okay. If anybody knows or has heard from Colleen recently, I should probably just tweet her and see if she's on there. But let's see. So Florida man has been arrested 26 times. I'm sure it's more than that, but of course we mean more than one Florida man.
He sounds like
let's see. Live and learn. Am I roboting again?
You're fine.
Okay. Live and learn, they say, but for some people, it can take a little longer for life's lessons to sink in. One Florida man at age 32 has already been arrested 26 times, according to the South Santa Rosa News near Pensacola. Most recently, Nathan Todd Holder of Navarre, I don't know how to say that, was arrested August 19th in Santa Rosa County for failing to appear and giving false identification to a law enforcement officer. The publication says crimes for which Holder has been charged date to at least 2010, 26 times in 7 years, holy cow, when he was accused of DUI as well as possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia. Holder reportedly has been charged in the past with larceny, contempt of court, loitering, probation violation, fraud, and possession of a weapon. Okay. What a career.
Well, you got to be good at something.
I guess. Well, here, if you're good at something, never do it for free. That's what the Joker covers.
Well, he's got larceny on there.
Very true. Okay, and I'll end with this, I suppose. I said, was there something? There was something somebody sent me earlier. I'm obviously missing it. Okay, I'll have to get to it another time. But this one, another one from Jack Cochran, real quick. White male privilege in Stephen King's It, scholar says.
What's
okay.
Privilege?
I'm about to find out, I guess. The subtitle says, Heroic Underdogs, 2 white, straight, and able-bodied. So the kid with asthma, and I'll just read it. It, a horror film launching September 8th about young boys in fictional Maine town who face up against a creepy child-killing clown entity named Pennywise, is expected to be one of the highest-grossing movies of the year. Is it? I'm usually surprised when I hear that a horror movie, not yet released, is meant to be successful, like in big number terms, because usually horror movies don't do that well.
And this shouldn't be any different.
Yeah, so I'm wondering who's saying it's expected to be the highest grossing of the year, because so far I think Wonder Woman's got that title so far.
You need a remake too.
Even the trailer for the film, an adaptation of the 1986 horror novel of the same title by Stephen King, broke industry records. It did? Okay, prompting the entertainment industry to eagerly anticipate a break in the box office slump. But as the film drop date nears, one Boston University master lecturer of rhetoric, Regina Hansen, has suggested a different storyline to focus on: the dominance of straight, white masculinity that pervades the tale. Okay, when was the story set? Where was the story set? And how much does their sexuality have to do when they are children?
It has everything to do with everything.
In an article published this summer for Science Fiction Film and Television that delves into King's novels, It, and additional on-screen depictions of his work, Hansen argues that his white male underdog characters, ever hear the phrase "write what you know?", achieve their heroic qualities, at least in part through the marginalization of female characters, black characters, gay characters, and characters with disabilities.
Why is this an issue? It's a horror movie.
It's also fiction, whatever. Quote, Maine in like the 50s and 60s. What kind, for fuck's sake, why am I arguing with this person? Quote, while this heroic underdog character is in some ways a challenge to traditional concepts of hegemonic masculinity, she continues, the challenge is incomplete in that he remains white, straight, and able-bodied. So he needs to be black, transsexual, gay, and in a wheelchair, a cripple. Yeah, this would make him the best character ever. Even if nothing was changed about the dialogue, what the character did, you just have to sort of mention here or there that they have these attributes, and somehow that makes them better. Though Hansen admits there is much to admire in King's allegiance with socially marginalized people, well, then she adds the inclusion of mostly Caucasian, heterosexual, and non-physical disabled protagonists, quote, can be vexing, especially for non-white, female, or queer readers.
Can I just point out as a professor of rhetoric, so...
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds right.
The inclusion. All right, that's... when King is writing, most of King's original stories were based on his own experiences or thoughts or dreams or nightmares. These characters are avatars for his own imagination, like most writers are. If Stephen King was writing about a gay black character, you, in the metaphoric sense here, would be claiming that he has no place to appropriate that experience.
How could he talk about them? He's not one.
Exactly. It would be the J.K. Rowling's argument all over again about her doing a book set in America using Native American folklore as a basis for her magic stuffs.
They would be angry no matter what.
Yeah, there's no winning in this. It is a rhetorical Kafka trap. You cannot win no matter what you do. So why even bother worrying about it? So I don't know why this person. Yeah, okay, whatever. You're a professor of something. You can be a professor of anything these days and still get a paycheck, apparently. Anyway, I'd say it's YouTube time.
Sure, why not?
Your boy Pat says, thank you, Scribe Light. I don't know what I did, but you're welcome. I don't want to make you angry because you could squeeze me to death with your big, huggy arms. Oh, you can't please these snowflakes. It's true. Yeah, there's no way about it. If somebody does something and somebody decides to find a way to complain about it, especially a book from 1986 set in an era where, and Stephen King never had any characters who were different or disabled or MOON, that spells equality. I mean, and for those of you that get that reference, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway. Weebo, what did you do today?
With regards to YouTube, I filmed my video and I'm uploading it tomorrow at the latest.
Can you give us a preview of what it's about?
So it's about the most oppressed minority. And it has to do with comic books.
Oh.
And live action iterations
Oh.
of those comic book characters.
Oh, so you're talking about the New Gods? Or Scrolls?
No.
Or do you mean Scrolls? Because Scrolls are oppressed.
No.
Oh.
Like the most oppressed, like real world minority.
Oh, okay. And it's got nothing. Your video has nothing to do with giving a Nazi salute.
No.
Does that have anything to do with Dick? Grayson or otherwise?
Subliminally, yeah.
Ooh. So in my dreams, I'll be dreaming about Dick.
Yes.
Does that happen a lot to you?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm glad she answered first because that makes more sense than if I said yes.
I was asking Scribe, but you do you.
She well, no, she doesn't have to do her. She has Dick to do.
You have a super chat.
Anyway, I do. Okay, that distracts me. Super chat. Thank you, Cryptic. The remake of Friday better have some Eskimos. Are they remaking Friday?
I hope not. I hope that's a joke.
Oh, please don't. Please tell me they're not. Somebody told me the other day they were going to remake Gone with the Wind. And I was like, this is a bad time to try to do a remake of Gone with the Wind. But
Are they doing so many remakes?
because they can't think of any new ideas, and they're banking on the nostalgia and sentimentality of audiences that are aging out of the 20s into 30s. So that's what it is. We will bank on the nostalgia of people who can see movies they will see.
Scribe, you're roboting again.
It had the special effect for you, or I am, and I'm just hearing the echo from you.
You were roboting pretty bad there.
Yeah, you were.
Well, let me know your time. I will try. Is it continuing?
Wow. Yeah, it is real bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll talk about what I did on YouTube today. I didn't do anything.
Oh.
I need to make a video. I just don't know what I'm making on. What do you think of the new YouTube?
Well, I got back from class and I've kind of just been using it to grab little clips and reaction shit for my video, so I haven't gotten a chance to like seriously delve into it, but the font is weird. It throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
And little changes annoy me just in general. So, because I obsess over things. So, yeah.
Trying again.
Hey, welcome back.
Robot-y.
Do I still sound robot-y?
Sound
Less-
good.
Weebo says yes.
Yes.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not roboting or I am roboting. I'm getting mixed signals here.
You are not robot.
Okay, because you said robot, and I was like, okay. Scribe needs new batteries, says the next 6 minutes. I have power. I don't live in Georgia. Sanguine, thank you. But as we learned, either Dick's dick turns Weebo Nazi or only Hitler can distract her from Dick's dick. Robot programmed to enjoy being menial slaves. Oh, Sanguine. Sanguine. All right, I'll put that on the list. It's probably going to be a tomorrow thing. I have been writing ads all over, but I'll get to that when I get to my YouTube stuff. Okay, Monkey, what have you been up to today?
I did nothing today.
You did nothing today.
That's it. I watched a baby for a few hours, and that was it.
Well,
She was so good today.
Yeah, what's Grand Monkey up to?
Mostly just marching me around. It was so cute. She was sitting on her little four-wheeler,
Mhm.
and she's driving around, and she stops and she looks at me and she pats her lap and goes, "Sit on my lap, Grandpa." I'm like, "Aw." I just wouldn't fit.
Oh.
But it was so nice of her to offer.
Oh. So I was busy today. Those of you that were here last night, you might have seen that Base Mama had asked me to do some ads for her. So I scripted and got approval from her for a couple of advertisements for her Teespring store and her Rage On store, where you can buy apparel of Based Mamas. And I cut 2 versions of each ad, and they're in her little wheelhouse now to use as she sees fit when the time comes. So I did that during the day. I also scripted for a new video and started the editing process on a new video. It is a talk at Google. It's not the one I mentioned last night. Instead, it is a expert on diversity and inclusion giving a speech at Google, which is all sorts of entertaining and ironic. I believe it was filmed long before the memo came out, but I'm going to be mentioning that in the course of the video. I don't do the whole video. It's like an hour and 10 minutes long or something, but the opening 10 or 12 minutes or so kind of lays out this person's perspective on how she sees diversity and inclusion and her role within it. And it is, and actually this is in the script, so I'll give you a little spoiler for those listening. Diversity officers and experts are like religious figures. You never know what they're going to say next about their belief system. And this lady just takes the cake. So that'll be in the video. I hope to have it out tomorrow before the stream, hopefully. But otherwise, was there any YouTube drama today or anything exciting going on?
You did just miss a super chat.
Oh, sorry. Looking at the wrong screen. Chaos Eve, thank you. Scribe, just admit you're a cyborg sent to Earth to enslave us all. Okay, you got me. That fork was actually my laser gun. And he and I are going to be coming for you, Chaos Eve, right now. You just don't see us. I'm hiding in your closet right now with my laser gun.
I have a question. Why would a cyborg be needed? Like, why does a cyborg need to be sent to Earth? What, wouldn't you just make a cyborg on Earth?
Well, no. You see, that's how you survive the trip through cosmic space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You see, that means I don't have to go into hibernation. I don't have to have some pod. I don't have to have some kind of breeding program for 1,000 years to go from star system to star system. I'm just part machine keeping me alive the whole time. I'm kind of like the Borg.
All right, cool.
If you know what the Borg is.
Yep.
I'm kind of young, so I don't know.
A little bit.
A little bit. Anyway.
I don't know of any YouTube drama. I wasn't online very much at all today.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was drama of a kind between SDA and Lily Mead, but again, I don't want to touch. Yeah, we'll save that for when SDA can give her rundown on it because I don't want to.
I actually meant to bring this up yesterday.
Base Mama's in the chat. Hi, Base Mama.
Oh yeah, I've been talking to her.
Okay.
Yesterday, Phil DeFranco actually covered the Sargon situation.
I saw that. Yeah. He didn't bring up anything new per se, just gave his perspective on the case in relation to the Instagram photo artist guy.
Yeah. Which even that was kind of weird to bring up because the case that is directly related hasn't been settled yet.
Right. I mean, it is a similar argument. And I think that's why Philip brought it up. So for those of you that don't know, sorry.
I'll say the way he brought it up was that it could offer some hope for Carl because this guy has won cases in the past, but he hasn't won this case yet. Sorry.
Yeah. So the case in question, and this is a rough one. There was an artist who took other people's Instagram posts of photographs, added his own comment to the photo, and then made giant reproductions of these Instagram posts and then sold them as his own original artwork. At least one or two of the items selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars at a gallery or a show or something. And then, of course, the case came against him where it's like, well, those aren't your original works. You're not allowed to sell those. Those are property of the creator because you just adding a comment at the bottom does not suddenly change that into an original piece of artwork. Now, that case hasn't been decided, but that is effectively what Sargon did to the edited portions of the video that he posted. Because essentially all he did to, quote unquote, change the artwork was to give it a title other than that of the original video. I don't think the editing of the video itself becomes part of the argument, but I guess that's part of Sargon's argument. Now, neither case, either the one that Sargon's going through or the guy with the art gallery, has been resolved yet, so there's no precedent set. But if the art gallery guy's deal is decided before Sargon's gets going, it will help to inform either side of the case in Sargon's instance of what their chances are, probably.
Well, with what Phil laid out, is he's talking about, you know, just changing the title. And I consider this. If you took the movie Star Wars, which is a 2-hour movie, and pared it down the same way, you end up with about 20 minutes. So if you took a 20-minute clip of Star Wars and just changed the title to George Lucas has no self-awareness, you know, similar to Sargon's title, you would never get away with that.
Right.
You just wouldn't. Yeah, they're both screwed in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't know of any drama going on.
All right. Well, do you have a deep topic that you and Weebo could discuss for a couple minutes while I try to get an ad cooked up here?
You know what? We could just go straight into question time, and you can work on ads while me and her answer questions.
I suppose we could. All right, guys. So it's question time. An extra 10 minutes tonight because of just the way things have hashed out. We're still just going to go to the top of the hour. I scheduled my evening around being done at 8, as I usually do, or 8 my time, I should say. So, yeah, so you got 40 minutes. You've got questions or comments on what we talked about previously. Please post them into the chat. We'll get to them, and while Monkey keeps an eye on that, I have one eye on the chat as I work on some ads here. I'll see if I can get some done before the night's out.
Alrighty, so let's see what we have here. Do you think ever since Sargon just had some really bad luck? Ever since what?
Ever since, yeah.
Yeah.
Weebo, what martial arts do you practice? All of them.
All of them?
I wish. No, so Taekwondo, Hapkido, those are my 2 main ones, but I am open to trying a lot more. You never stop learning.
Would you ever go do the blood sport?
The blood sport?
Oh, I'm so old. It's Van Damme did a movie. It's based on some super secret, really intense martial arts in some Asian country. Your boy Pat asked if we remember the show Crime Story. I remember it being on. I never watched it.
Oh, yes. Crime Story was great. You had, oh, God, what was his name? It's in the tip of my tongue. The guy who hosted Unsolved Mysteries. Dennis Farina. Dennis Farina and a whole bunch of other actors that are probably more famous now than they were back then. It was Michael Mann show, the same guy who did Miami Vice. It was set in the 50s and the 60s, doing like the mob and Chicago justice and all that kind of stuff. It was a great show up until the end of like the first or second season, where they literally blew up the main bad guy with an atomic bomb on a Vegas test range, and then he survived.
Who did you just say hosted Unsolved Mysteries?
Dennis Farina. Dennis Farina took over in the very last iteration of Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, okay. Because
Robert Stack did that until he retired. Then Dennis Farina took over at one point.
Gotcha. What's that?
Yeah, the Hat Squad. That's right, the Hat Squad. And the theme song was great. It was "I'm a walking in the rain." It was a great song. Oh, it was a great show.
Do either of you know how to describe the word character?
What?
I'm assuming that they're asking how you would describe. It's like somebody having a character. You know, that person has a lot of character. I don't know. Clarify that for me, and we'll answer the question. And they also wanted me to say, "Your life makes me sad."
Oh.
Did you see the Tree of Logic's video on Houston Mayor's tweet? I did not. Did you? Nobody else is talking to me right now.
No, I didn't. Did you guys see the Hellboy movie Idiocy? Funnily enough, my video addresses some of that, so...
Yeah, my only comment on that is that all the people calling I mean, whenever this happens, it's like, oh, this character in the original material was Asian, therefore you can't have a white actor playing it. That's whitewashing, and anybody who supports that is a racist, or anybody saying that it's no big deal is a racist. What were people called who complained about the gunslinger being cast with a black actor? That's all I'll say. You know, you can't have it both ways. Either you're supposed to cast someone who fits the character as established, or you have no problem with it when it happens because it's not what was written, but the performance of whoever's playing it. Does it matter or doesn't it? You can't have it both ways. That's all I'll say.
Backscan wants to know your favorite hard liquor. Should I tell him that you're too young to drink?
I am too young to drink, but I can tell you that it's tequila.
You know, her favorite hard liquor is Dick Grayson.
Weebo, why is there no trespassing sign on your microwave? Is there a problem with midgets or Smurfs hiding in your microwave?
So the no trespassing sign says no trespassing, violators will be shot, survivors will be shot again, and it's something that I live by.
Damn, that's hardcore. How many people have you shot?
With an airsoft gun, like 3. I'm not supposed to shoot people with anything with more dangerous caliber than that.
You sound so sad about not being. You're not supposed to kill people.
No. Shooting people, not killing people. There's a difference.
Weebo, what's your favorite Robin and why?
Dick Grayson, because he's the OG Robin. And he's the coolest. And I see myself in Dick.
I see myself in Dick, but I think it goes the other way around.
Did you see the mayor of Berkeley once Antifa classified as a gang? I did not, but...
Oh, that was one of the stories. That's what it was. I was trying to remember what story somebody posted at me. I don't think... Somebody sent it to me without posting it to MSS News. I think that was the problem. I'll see if I can find it again. I'm sorry. Somebody sent me a news story link about that, and I think it has disappeared. Yeah, I think Shady. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Lady Monkey says, note to self, do not use Weeb's microwave.
Well, it is like 50 years old, so you might want to take that advice.
Turn dials on it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, wow, that is old.
It's my grandmother's.
Wow.
That was her first microwave, actually.
Grandparents aren't as old as they used to be when I was young.
My grandmother is 84 and my grandfather is 94, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some good genealogy to have.
The secret to living a long and happy life is dessert after every single meal, and I mean every single meal, and putting an exorbitant amount of butter on every single piece of bread that you bite into.
Tongue butter. Okay, I have an ad ready.
Oh, okay.
I've never done some. I don't think I've done one like this before. So Sweeper Steven asked for a random. I went to the wonderful world of Amazon random products, and this is what came up. And I'm not making up the name of this thing. I'm just making up the words around it. Destiny, irony, memories from long ago. Diego, the new cologne from Sweeper Steven. Diego, romance has a fragrance, a dark fragrance. Diego, smell like a hipster beard looking at you with a cold stare. Diego by Sweeper Steven.
I like the way you said Diego.
Yeah, there's a cologne called Diego. Oh, actually, it might not be a cologne. Oh, it's a romance novel.
That's all right.
I thought it was a cologne. It's a romance novel called Diego. But by the way the thing appeared, I could have sworn I was looking at a cologne ad. But no, it's called Diego, a dark romance by someone named Sienna Minx. It must be some kind of self-published thing. The picture on it has this really intense, glaring guy with a hipster beard. And so anyway. Oh, well, I made a mistake, but it's still whatever.
Hey, you still did an ad?
It's random, that's for sure.
Adam wants to know if we did the magic words. Yes, we did.
Yeah, and thankfully, I think one of our viewers reminded us through a super chat to do so.
Yes, indeed. Scribe Light, what's the threshold for an ad? That's $10.
Yeah, $10, and the more simple you provide me, the probably more quickly I can get it done. If it's a complicated thing like a Stone Age heist movie, sanguine, it might take me till tomorrow, depending. I still have a robot programmed to enjoy being menial slaves. I got to work on that one too.
Diego, when the smell of crossing the border is just what she wants. Jesus Christ. Jack.
Yeah, Cochran, you take something beautiful and you turn it into something political. What is wrong with you? Jeez.
So, Weebo, other than Greek, what are you taking?
Social psychology, which is a psychology class, if that weren't obvious. Human cultures, which is an anthropology class. And then data structures, which is a computer science class.
Oh, data structures. How boring.
I'm learning another language. Thank you very much.
Oh, say something in Greece.
No. I'm learning C++. That's a coding language.
Oh, I thought you said you're learning Greek. Okay, never mind.
I am learning Greek.
As I see you say something like greasy, you got to go like, tell me more, tell me more. Oh,
dear God.
Have
you learned anything yet?
I learned the Greek alphabet, and I can translate Greek words pretty well into English.
In like 2 days?
Yeah.
You haven't been at college that long.
No, but I'm really good at learning alphabets.
Okay, here's one for the old people. Alex Demyanchik asks, the Mary Tyler Moore Show or Rhoda? I say Rhoda because the doorman's voice was the same voice for Garfield and Peter Venkman in the first version of The Real Ghostbusters. There you go. That's my answer.
I've only seen like one episode of Rhoda, so I'd have to go with Mary Tyler Moore, but you spelled Mary wrong. There's only one R.
I'm going to go with whichever answer gets me more cool points.
Probably Rhoda. Rhoda was the cooler character.
All right.
Guys, we need questions. Ask Weebo anything. She answers all questions.
I do.
Yeah. She's game for anything.
Jack Cochran says C++ and Greek. Wow, all the nerds will see you as their queen. Oh, you're the nerd queen. Weebo, the nerd queen Polak.
The nerd queen Polak.
Someone draw fan art of that. I would purchase it.
All right, careful in raising your arm up. I'm getting nervous now.
I was doing the little...
Oh, okay, all right. It looked like you were kind of like reaching for the stars there for a second.
Like...
Oh, no, I'm not asking that, Neat. I am not asking that question. Kids in the Hall or Monty Python? Monty Python.
Monty Python. Although Kids in the Hall... Did you ever see the Kids in the Hall skit that predicted social justice warriors?
Yes.
Oh, it's great. It's like from 1987 or something. It's awesome.
Yeah, Weebo can ask any question she wants, which actually is one of the things I like about having you on. You actually read chat and ask questions.
Mm-hmm. Did you, Omegon's new one about intersectional quantum physics? No, I haven't seen that yet. I'm guessing that's the video. It's in my watch later list.
Weebo, what airsoft gun are you shooting people with?
My cousins gave me a shotgun to use because it was awesome, but I really like the sniper rifle that my cousin had, except that he always took it from me, and he would always hide in the tree and then shoot us from afar, and then I wouldn't get to shoot him because I didn't know where he was until after the fact. We did airsoft wars when I was a kid, and they were pretty fun. It's like the Hunger Games minus the dying part.
One of my favorite memories, my oldest son got into paintball and really loved it, and my youngest son was dying to go out and paintball with him.
Oh yeah, paintball's fun.
So the two of them go up into the woods right behind the house, each with a gun, and there's a little bit of, you hear some rustling around, and suddenly there's a whack, and my youngest son going, "That's it, I'm done, I don't want to do it, I'm done." He actually got one round in, one shot, and I don't think he ever played again. That shit hurts. For more info about my question, Monkey, I have to write a definition essay about the word character. How can I describe it? Well, a character is either a person or the traits of the trait of a person who is virtuous. How do you like that? Virtuous? Is that a good word?
Roboting, or am I roboting?
That would be you.
Yeah.
Weebo, did I robot?
No, you weren't roboting.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Do I swallow gum or spit it out? I spit it out.
I swallow gum.
I don't want it in my stomach for 7 years. I'm not
It
about
doesn't.
that.
That doesn't happen.
That's too much commitment for me. JK.
Weebo Jones, Ranting Monkey, Scribe Light. I don't know who FMT is.
Is that supposed to be like an iteration of Fuck, Marry, Kill, or I don't know.
Oh, could be. Okay, yeah, maybe it is.
Testing.
Hey, welcome back.
Okay, let me know if I sound worse later on or otherwise.
We have FMT, which is that supposed to be FMK? Okay, yeah. Bearing, Omegon, and Undoomed.
Fuck Omegon, marry Undoomed, kill Bearing.
Ouch! Wow. I've never seen Undoomed, so I'd have to kill him.
His voice.
Yeah, but what if he? I mean, he could look like Christy Winter's twat for all you know.
Good point.
You mean like a bulldog chewing mayonnaise?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you Jamalian? What's Jamalian?
No idea.
Like Jamaican? What?
Do you think that since VidCon, Sargon has had bad luck, or is he shooting himself in the foot? Aha, there's the rest of that question.
Yes.
I think he's shooting himself in the foot. I think VidCon broke Sargon. I've said that repeatedly. Something about him sitting there hearing that he's a piece of shit from somebody just broke him.
I don't understand why that would do that to a person, though, especially like a person like Sargon, because
I don't understand why he took that so seriously. I really don't. As I've mentioned, I would laugh at that. I really would.
Yeah, that would be one of those moments, you know? The brush it off your shoulder type moments.
Yeah, and I just don't get it. Our existential crisis learning experiences, I guess.
They make
depends on what you do with them.
Consider this. I overthink everything, so an existential crisis would kill me.
Yeah, I'm of the same pattern. My brain never really stops working. That's why I can do ads for menial robot labor, like on my side time here. And I'm almost done with it too.
Weebo Jones, would you like to buy a Taurus?
It's why you would want to buy a Taurus, and it's because I've shot my dad's Taurus, and I really liked it when I shot it. Also, it looks kind of like a Desert Eagle. I've said this in a few of my streams, actually. Other than like the fact that I have shot it, there's not much more that I know of. Like, the most experience that I have with guns is the ones that my dad owns. So I'm really good with my dad's rifle. I'm really good with his Walther PPK. I'm really good with his Taurus, and I'm really good with his Ruger. But like, oh, and my cousin's M4. But other than those guns, I don't have that much exposure. I mean, my dad's only ever taken me shooting with his stuff, never to like an actual legit range. Which kind of sucks. But I'm getting my FOID card, and I will have a gun at some point in the next 2 years.
Remember, you can't shoot people with it.
Fine.
Do you like anchovies on your pizza?
No. I've never
Scribbles,
had
what about you?
No.
Fishy pizza. Why would you do that? This is for all of us. Do you think that everyone who went to VidCon were being naive when they trusted people like Anita and Francesca? Well, yeah. How many times have we said that you can't appease these people? I mean, Lacey actually reached out and made an effort on her own without somebody, prodding her to do so. Trusting the others to just come to their senses, yeah, that's naive.
I go into situations normally myself being pretty open-minded, but also being very cynical about everything. So I guess that's kind of where they were also coming from, especially since there has been there had been a line of communication opened up to them in the past by various other people. So I thought maybe they thought that maybe it would be a little bit more open. I guess not.
Let me do this ad real quick.
Sure.
All right, so Sanguine, am I roboting?
No,
actually, it would be perfect for this ad, but Sanguine, your movie ad I will do tomorrow, but here we go. Unless I really get inspired in the next 30 minutes. Here we go. Tired of listening to the complaints and moanings of your indentured servants? Yearning for the days when you could just lobotomize them legally? Introducing Servitudes by Sanguine Industries, a new robotic servant who never has anything less than the most joyful attitude. He'll wash your clothes, vacuum your rug, or butter your tongue. Order now and get a free Trash Tifa action figure. Servitude, the agreeable menial labor.
Yay!
You get Servitude.
Servo. I got you.
I funny. Okay.
Your boy Pat says VidCon bit a lot of people in the ass. It really did, and here was the problem for a lot of people on VidCon. I've talked about this before. If there's anything you say in your videos that you wouldn't say to somebody in person, then you're an asshole, and you shouldn't be saying those things. So if you meet somebody in person, suddenly you're like, oh my God, they're actually a person. I'm going to have to be nice to them now. You were being an asshole before, and you need to own it and stop doing it.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, except in some very specific instances, I always try to imagine that whatever I'm hearing from someone on YouTube is just that limited aspect of whatever they're portraying. I don't know if it's a character. I don't know if it's just part of who they are. Like Lacey Green. I remember when everybody was going nuts, like, is she lying about, wanting to talk about people on the other side, or, what is she being truthful or anything else? And I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't care. All I know about Lacey Green is limited video clips. She's probably a decent person in real life. It's just that she has an opinion that I don't agree with. So unless someone, like in the case of Lily Mead for SDA, that's someone who has specifically attacked someone and lied about them and everything else. So you can make some pretty clear judgments about that person's character, for those of you that are doing a paper on character. But in general, if you're just listening to somebody's opinion on there that's just sort of thrown out into the breeze, and I'm critiquing that, I try to stick, like I've always said, I try to stick to critiquing the idea and not the person saying it, unless they make themselves part of the argument. And even then, it wouldn't be a personal attack so much as just a different attack on the argument in that fashion.
Chris Jones says, so never meet them if you talk shit. if you do talk shit about them in a public place, that's dumb. No, what I'm saying is if you're not willing to say it to their face, you shouldn't be fucking saying it. Period. That's just how I live my life. There's nothing I've said in my videos I would not say to those people in person.
I have to agree with Monkey on this.
Because otherwise, you're basically talking behind their back. That's a bitch move, in my opinion. Weebo Jones, as a college student, have you ever run down the halls of a dorm shouting, "There's only 2 genders," just to see what would happen?
No, but I could do that.
Film it.
Okay.
I still have
pictures
to
or didn't
use-
happen.
I still have to use that clip of you running in a video. I need to make sure I do that. I fucking
It's
love
a clip
that.
of her running.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean with their arms moving because you like that way to move the arm?
Yeah.
Problem is, Weebo's a midget, or very close to one.
Yeah, I'm very close to one. Not quite. Thank you very much.
How tall are you? I know we've
She's
had
like
this conversation.
4'6" or something.
5'1" and 3/4.
And 3/4.
I've known, I've known women that are like 5'2". They're not midgets.
My mom was 4'11" and a half.
Well, now that's a midget.
Yes,
You just
that
call my
is.
mom a midget?
I think we know where your fascination with midgets comes from. It's very Freudian.
It probably is. Well, you asshole.
I
like short women.
complex.
To me, it seems weird, like a tall woman with a short guy, or even worse, with a really tall. Just 2 really tall people annoy me. I think women should be short.
Okay, well then.
I just think they should. It's
Okay, well then Weebo's right up your alley then, I guess.
Thank you.
No worries,
did you-
married. He's safe.
Did you see?
I'm not, and I'm not.
Are you good?
Did Monkey break up, or am I breaking up again?
No, I just stopped talking. I was waiting for you to finish. I didn't know if you.
No,
were
I was done being a dirty old man. It's fine, at least for the moment.
Okay. Did you see Theron Meyer's video calling out Andy Worski on his rant against Google and him taking the filter off? No, I saw Hi, I Think I'm Real's video on it, and I have no problem with Andy taking his filter off. Andy can be Andy. And frankly, I find him funnier that way. Have I missed questions?
There's one interesting one. How would you compare your college to Evergreen State?
No,
Not fucked.
Is there a strong SJW presence on your campus that you've noticed?
Actually, I had like 1 experience in like 5 in the year and a half that I've been here today. So it was kind of interesting to experience that. We were talking about racism in science, just in terms of like a broader understanding of how scientists have some sort of bias when they're conducting a study. And I came to the teacher and I was like, now, wouldn't a better term for this, instead of scientific racism, be scientific bias? And she like brought it to the class and we were discussing it. And then some chick brought up that sociological definition of racism, you know, the power plus prejudice. And I'm just
no.
Bad. I really wanted to respond, but I did not get called on. And it wasn't one of those like Socratic seminar type things that you can just discuss things in. So that kind of sucked.
Let's see. Alex Demianchik asked me favorite Clint Eastwood movie, but I guess this goes for everybody too. Mine would probably be White Hunter, Black Heart. It's excellent. Clint Eastwood tries to do his best John Huston impression and is effectively a sort of a dramatic recreation of the events surrounding the filming of The African Queen. And it is a great, great film, and I think it's one of Eastwood's best movies.
I always fall back on Unforgiven. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, that's right up there, but there's just something about White Hunter, Black Heart that just always gets it for me.
I think my second favorite, honestly, would be Any Which Way But Loose.
Okay.
As that movie is so silly, and it's probably where I grew my love of monkeys.
Oh yeah, the Clyde.
Clyde Left Turn.
Do you have a favorite Clint Eastwood movie, Weebo?
Do you know who Clint Eastwood is?
I know who Clint Eastwood is. I remember watching those movies as a kid because my dad is like super into those movies. But it's been forever. I can't think of the title to give you.
Okay. Was it a cowboy movie?
Huh?
Was it a cowboy movie?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I know that doesn't narrow it down. I'm just curious.
Well, there's so many people like naming really great Clint Eastwood movies. That's the problem with Clint Eastwood. He's made so many great movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Heartbreak Ridge was fucking awesome.
Yes.
I watched that not long ago. I bought a 2-pack. I forget what the other movie is in it, but I bought it for Heartbreak Ridge and sat down and just enjoyed my youth again because I used to watch that movie all the time.
Base Mama asks, would you guys attend a local YouTube meetup?
Oh, totally.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea if there's anybody. I'm sure there is locally to me, but well, I think VidCon or whatever would probably be the first time if I feel comfortable at that point with revealing myself to the world kind of thing. We'll see.
I just go to Chicago and tell everyone to go there.
Oh, there you go. People are upset with me because I said Clyde gave me my love of monkeys. Yes, I know he was an orangutan. But
whatever.
Relax.
When you're a child.
Yeah, exactly. Damn people. Has anybody else noticed the listed videos section showing videos that have nothing to do with your interests?
Not really.
I haven't really looked at it.
I haven't noticed that it hasn't. I mean, it's come up with stuff that's it's come up with stuff that I hadn't thought of before, but I could see how they'd be tangentially related to other things that I've looked at, so not really. Terry DiMonte says, revealing yourself to the world is against the law, isn't it? In what sense do you mean, Terry?
Not if you're skydiving.
Yeah, not if you're skydiving with a violin. Scribe Light, I will buy you a beer at VidCon 2018. Please don't. I hate beer. Buy me a Jack and Coke, maybe.
Yes.
Jack and Coke.
Jack and Coke. Apes are monkeys. Yes, thank you for Cynic. That's the thing.
Damn dirty apes. Okay. Streaking might be illegal. Depends on where you do it. I do it through the house all the time.
10-minute warning, everybody. So if you've got any questions or anything else, do either of you have anything you want to plug? Or Weebo, do you have anything coming up that you'd like to take the opportunity to plug on the stream?
Yes, my video coming out is going to be called The Truly Oppressed Minority.
Oh, and I will get your channel here, and I will put a link in the description. So anybody who's not already subscribed to Weebo, please take the opportunity to go subscribe to Weebo, because you should be.
And also, ask me questions on my other videos, because I'm doing a Q&A when I get to 2K subscribers.
Ooh, I just hit 2K subscribers.
No, I'm at 1,700.
What? Okay, you guys, there's like 121 people in the chat right now. If any of you aren't subscribed to her, get her closer to 2,000, because she should be there already. Chaos Eve, thank you very much. Throwing more money at you because you still don't have a Patreon. Yes, I know. Like you said, you'd think about once you get to 2,000 subs. Did I say it at 2,000 or 5,000? Did I say 2,000?
I think you said both.
Have I?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing about Patreon that I'm still kind of iffy on. So the direct donations from people on a stream where I'm actually seeing for my supper, so to speak, and doing ads or whatever else, that I feel comfortable with because it's like an exchange of services kind of thing. If somebody's essentially subscribing to me, I feel like right now I've slowed down a lot from my early days in YouTube because I was putting up practically a video a day back then, but I've kind of eased off because of other things and doing the stream every night to maybe 2 videos a week. I feel weird taking money from people on a passive basis if I wasn't reliably producing stuff all the time, because with work and everything else, I can't promise that. Does that sound weird? I don't know, maybe I'm obviously overthinking it, but I still feel it's kind of weird.
Here's my take on it, and it's been this way always. When I set up my Patreon, I never even meant to put it out there until I got larger than I was, and I got my first donor, I think, at like 150 subs, and I hadn't even mentioned it in my videos. It was just linked in I made up a standard thing that I slap on all my videos, and somebody just noticed it, and they started talking about it in my chat.
Okay.
If people want to donate to you, they want to donate based on what they've seen already, not what you're doing in the future. If what you're doing in the future it doesn't live up to it, then they'll pull the money.
I guess. I don't know. Oh,
If it's not seriously, if it's not something you're comfortable with, do it the way you're doing now. Just live off the super chat, man.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. I know I'm being neurotic about it. It's just I'll think about it.
Netrium keeps asking this question: would you rather be a cynic, a pessimist, or a nihilist? Well, I'm already a cynic, so I like who I am, so I'll be a cynic.
Cynicism requires one element to make it work, and that's hope. Hope that things will change. Otherwise, you can't be cynical about how things are because you remember how things were and they were better, and so you have some notion that they will improve, and you're constantly disappointed. So I'd rather live as a cynic, but with a grain of hope in me, than as a pessimist or as a nihilist.
Of those choices, I'd rather be a cynic, but I'm actually an optimist.
Are you Optimus Prime?
Yes.
I'm
Optimus Primate.
Cracked ass Weebo, what's your take on Jason Todd's death?
I think that deserved a little more accolade than you gave it.
Accolade?
Accolade?
Accolade? Because I was like, alkalade, is that what batteries have in them?
You're Optimus Primate, and you didn't give me any.
I didn't hear it. I was asking the question that was in here. Okay, Optimus Prime. Okay, now you got to make a monkey avatar that's an Optimus Prime monkey.
Do it.
Yeah.
I triple dog dare you.
You have to do that now. You've got a Batman one, you got a pumpkin one, you got to make an Optimus Primate one and put that on a t-shirt.
Well, I can't put it on a t-shirt.
Make it your own version of Optimus Primate. Anyway, Cracked asked Weebo, what's your take on Jason Todd's death? I would ask which one, but go ahead.
Okay, so I will say this. The best way I can iterate this is that some point in the future, I want to do a 3-person costume where one person is the Crowbar, one person is Jason Todd, and one person is the Joker. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, they should have left Jason Todd dead. This is one of those things where you have it's sort of like when Bucky died originally. That was like the one character in the Marvel Universe that would never come back until they brought him back. Thankfully, Ed Brubaker was the one to write his return, so it worked. But when you kill off a iconic character like that, they should just stay dead, or at least stay dead for a long enough time that it means something. When they killed off Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four, and he came back like 6 issues later, it was like, don't. If you kill off the Joker should be dead for like a decade, because then his return means something if he pops back up. At least Jason Todd was dead for a while before they brought him back. But all the same, if you're going to kill off a character that's going to have a central effect on your main character, they should stay dead. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Netrium, he did die, but he came back when they revived him in the Lazarus Pit, which is what the Lazarus Pit does.
Yes, the Lazarus Pit, the Deus Ex Resurrectia.
Exactly.
They just need to stop killing off people that they're going to bring back. Just stop it.
No, they just need to set up a universe where there is no resurrection.
They never back.
I know, not in DC, not in Marvel, but I'm talking about if you want to have a comic book pantheon or series or something that actually matters to the people who read it, you got to set up the rules where there's no resurrection. If you're dead, you're dead. Somebody can put on your costume and try to make up for lost time kind of thing, but when you're dead, you're gone. So you got to put limits on your supernatural rules in your universe. That's one of the problems with the big companies, is that they've gone completely kablooey with how the mechanisms of their supernatural aspects operate.
In this vein, what's the most devastating comic book character death you've ever read?
Uncle Ben.
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy, definitely.
Gwen Stacy was the most and they've resurrected her, but only as a clone, so it's not technically bringing her back. But now she's back again, and now she's Spider-Gwen and all this crap. But yeah, up until about 10 years ago, Gwen Stacy was probably the most significant and meaningful and relatively maintained character death in comics.
And that was just so harsh. Another great one was when Jean Grey died when in the Phoenix Saga.
Yes.
That was fucking horrific to read.
Yeah.
I want to say that Starfire's death in the comic version where she has a kid named Mari. That one was really sad because then Mari was kind of an orphan. So yeah.
Stephen Strange asks Weebo, who would win in a fight, John Constantine or Dr. Stephen Strange?
John Constantine, because John Constantine is not afraid to be an asshole. Or, well, like, the biggest asshole.
Yeah, Doctor Strange, as originally written, could be as much of an asshole as John Constantine. He just wouldn't be as slummy about it. He'd be sort of like the high class asshole.
I like John.
I'd probably say Doctor Strange, just because. Well, granted that the Vishanti are being agreeable with him on that day, then he can call upon whole elder gods to be his power base, and he has a lot of experience in dealing with demons. So I think John Constantine would be at a disadvantage ultimately.
Stephen Strange asked me about the new Teen Titans shoe that's being worked on. I actually have an entire video about the Teen Titans fantasy lineup that I would think about, and I'm coming out with a video tomorrow about something similar. So,
all right, 2-minute warning, everybody. We're just about done. Let's see, minus the cloak in the eye. DC Captain Marvel Injustice death. I only know about that peripherally. I never played Injustice. I don't play fighting games really that much.
Same.
Scribe Light on Super Chat. YouTube takes 30%. Plus, if you have a Patreon, I'm going to donate without expecting anything in return. Does that make sense? It makes sense. It's the I don't know. Like I said, I'll think about it. Who knows? Maybe I'll just do it tomorrow and get it set up and see what happens. But I'm not. I appreciate the direct interaction I have with people through the Super Chat, even though I know YouTube takes a good chunk of it. But what are you going to do? That's the capitalist society. Which is a horrible thing, of course.
Real quick, Adam said I thought we were getting an extra 10 minutes. Nope, sorry guys.
No, sorry. Yeah, that was unexpected, and I got stuff I got to get done. My schedule these days is pretty much come home from work, get a couple hours to work on something or play a video game, do the stream, and then immediately have to get myself ready for bed by doing some other stuff. Taking 2 hours, or actually 3 hours out of the night to get news stories and everything ready takes a lot of time out of my day that I used to have. And I'm not complaining, that's just the reality of it. So, well, that's about it. So everybody in the chat, thank you so much for coming along with us away from SDA's stream when it was having problems. We will, fingers crossed, be on SDA's channel tomorrow night. Granted, her stuff's cooking. If not, we will default to Monkey's channel. So keep an eye on Twitter and watch your subscription feeds. Granted that YouTube's being nice to you today for that when that happens. Moderators, thank you so much for keeping an eye on things. Everybody who donated, thank you very much. Sanguine, I will get to your Stone Age heist movie between now and tomorrow. Monkey, Weebo, thank you so much for joining us. Weebo especially for coming on and taking up SDA's seat for the night.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. And everybody, we will see you tomorrow. And so for those of you that are in Texas or have family in Texas, I hope everybody's safe and well, and take care of yourselves. And again, we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.